on, you guys? Ryan back with Fat Bastards YouTube channel. Today I'm going to do a little review and rundown over my Tracker PRO170. Let's get right into it. Alright, so first off we got the Mercury 50 horsepower 4-stroke right here. On this side I installed Vessel View. It's a Bluetooth device that plugs into your Mercury to tell you if you have any issues on the water. For instance, we had a plastic bag go over our skeg and our motor was going to overheat. So we pulled out the Vessel View and it told us that we were overheating, so we had to look at the prop and it turns out we had a plastic bag over it. So that's one plus of the Vessel View right there. It also shows you your RPMs, fuel, and all that as well. So. Alright, you guys, so I'm going to show you the electronics I got going on in the back. When Tracker manufactures their boats, they install all the electronics onto the boat onto one battery, which is your cranking battery. So live well, bilge pump, fish finders, not the trolling motor though. The trolling motor will go on another battery right here. But the issue that we've come across is when we're running our live well, we decide to get stuck on the water. And our cranking battery is low on juice and we are dead in the water. So one thing I've had to do is rewire the live well and bilge pump to another separate battery right here that also has my fish finders on it. So that way we can run our tournaments and have a safe day on the water and get home safely. So. Alright, you guys, so storage wise we have a storage in the back behind the seats for tackle and other storage things that you may need to throw there. We have another storage compartment underneath the passenger seat. We throw sunscreen, anything that we need zip locked up, scales and other things as well, as you can see. Going into the rod box. I have a couple of things in here, but my rods do fit very nicely still. We'll get into detail about the power box and the Garmin black box in a little bit. Going up here, we do have the live well. It's a 15-gallon live well. Nothing special going on here. It's got a nozzle to handle the pressure of water coming in, and then also has a valve to keep the water from overflowing. So coming up here we have another storage unit. This does not come with batteries in it. I threw these batteries up here for my trolling motor. It's a 24-volt Minn Kota Taroba. I do also have a onboard battery charger for the trolling motor in here as well, and a couple other things like life jackets and some paperwork and all that stuff. Alright, you guys, so we're going to get into the modifications now. So right here on the stern of the boat I have a Helix 7 Gen 3. This boat comes with a Lowrance hook thing. It's a small little dinky-ish fish finder that, you know, they just try to sell you and add on to the boat, but it doesn't really do much. So this was the first modification we actually did to the boat. This fish finder works awesome. It shows side imaging, down imaging, 2D sonar, and a plethora of other things as well. So we also have fuel gauge, RPMs, and also speedometer, horn, aerator, and bilge pump switch, and nav light, and anchor. That we do not have an anchor on this boat, but there's a switch for there anyways. Alright, you guys, we're going to get into the bow of the boat. Done a lot of work on the bow of the boat. We'll go into the trolling motor first. This is a Minn Kota Taroba, 24-volt, 80-pound thrust. On top of it, I have a mount from Double Seat. It is a live scope mount. Pretty much it just mounts onto the motor of the trolling motor. As you can see, it mounts right there on the little lip it has. And then you can also maneuver what angles you want to throw the live scope at. And this is a 0-degree turn pole as well. So next we have the Garmin graph. I only use this for live scope, but it does have GPS on it and other things as well. It is corded through this little electrical vent right here that feeds into the rod box. I will show you guys the rod box in a second. We also have the Helix 7.4G, Gen 4, I'm sorry, excuse me. This is also connected to the back side of the boat, not through the rod box, but through the back side. And then we also have the Minn Kota mounted foot pedal, just a couple stainless steel screws, just screwed down to the deck of the boat. So, all right, you guys. So we got hopped on the boat and got on the water just to show you guys what we got going on here. So we got a live scope. Looks like we got a couple balls of bait fish right here with some fish chasing after it. And then on the Helix right here, I have 2D sonar, and then I also have my chart plotting as well. So the main reason why I set this up like this is to have my Terova on spot lock and have my Garmin live scope at the direction I want to fish. So instead of having your trolling motor constantly move like it is and have your transducer locked on there, you can now have your trolling motor on spot lock and have your forward facing sonar face constantly in the direction that you wish to fish. We also do have a Taco Marine rub rail I installed. The Tracker PRO170s do not come with a rub rail. If you want to dock your boat, it might get scratched if you do not have a little buoy that you can buy, 20 bucks at Bass Pro Shop. But I wanted to install a rub rail just because sometimes you hit some stumps out in the water whenever you're fishing, and it may scratch up your boat. So that's why I threw on the rub rail right here. It's a pretty simple installation, and I think they did a pretty good job on it. So. All right, on to the rod box. Rod box has all the power and black box for the Garmin Live Scope. The reason why I added another battery for the Garmin Live Scope is because it does drain a lot of battery. I mean a lot. So what I did was I threw in a 20 amp amped outdoors battery inside here. As you can see, I did the wiring to install it through a switch, so it does have a on and off switch. You can see there's a light to the switch. That is on, that is off. There's a plug-in for the fish finder and the black box right here. Just plug it in right there, turn the switch on, you're ready to go. As for the black box, I just mounted it on with some stainless steel screws. And then also there's still plenty of space in here to throw rods and all that as well. I have about 8 rods I throw up on the deck, so 8 rods still fit fairly well inside here. So overall, this Tracker Marine PRO170 is a great bass boat. It's aluminum, if you haven't noticed already. Couple defaults with it, or couple cons with the boat, I should say. As of rough water, does not handle very well. I suggest not going on the water if there's over 15 miles an hour wind. Or if you do know how to handle your boat, then be cautious. A couple other cons with it. There's a lot of add-ons that you have to do to make this boat a fishable boat and be able to fish tournaments with it. That's for the live well and bilge pump and all that. So, a couple pros with it. You are able to go in very shallow water with this boat. Me and my buddy Noah have been to 1 foot water trying to fish, and we get out pretty safely as well. So another pro is that it's very lightweight, easy to tow, easily tow with a truck or SUV. Trailer is only 1 axle. You don't really need much for the trailer. There's no brakes on it or anything like that. It's just a standard trailer. Overall, I would recommend this boat to a new fisherman. If you've been fishing tournaments, you know that you need to get a boat that's going to be able to handle rough waters, because they're not going to stop those tournaments because you have 15-mile-an-hour winds. So would highly recommend getting a fiberglass boat of some sort, and probably a bigger horsepower outboard as well for tournaments. But for a beginner fisherman, this is the boat that I suggest. There's a lot of upgrades that you may need to do to it, but overall this is a great starter boat. Alright you guys, this will end the video. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please make sure to like and subscribe. It would really help out the channel. And without further ado, tie lines.